Now, Gemma, as I said, you've just returned from Israel, and on several nights while you were over there, you had to get out of your bed and go into the bomb shelter. I hope you don't mind us
No, I
showing
don't mind at all.
photographs of you in your pyjamas.
Look at me, I'm
4
gorgeous, aren't I? Stealing beauty.
Well, what's life like for Israelis? You had a taste of it there, having to get out of bed at 4 a.m. to run to the bomb shelter.
It's extraordinary, and I just want to say from the outset that I was there as a guest of AJAC, which is, of course, the Australia-Israel Jewish Affairs Council, a 25-year-old organisation with a bipartisan history of educating people in public life about life in Israel. And with the situation and the terror, the constant missile attacks, I sort of figured I'm probably going to need decent pyjamas rather than a T-shirt and a pair of jocks. And the first night, it was surreal both times. But the thing in hindsight that was most surreal is you're in that bomb shelter, you're in a state of heightened awareness, you don't know how long you're going to be in there for, you can hear explosions in the distance, all of those things. And then at some point, an announcement comes that you can go back to bed. And so you go back to bed and you're very heightened. And then the second night, because it was 2 nights in a row in my circumstances, I had to be up for a 9 o'clock meeting and I'd crawl back into bed at 5 o'clock. It was actually Christmas Day morning. And that was the reality of this is how Israelis live. This is how Israelis live. There were 1,400 missile attacks, according to the UN, 1,400 over the last 12 months alone. We know about the Iranian rocket attack back in October.
And they were truly terrifying.
You were there?
All accounts. I was there the week afterwards.
Right. So all of this is cumulative. I want people to try and understand that this is something so foreign to us living in safety here. And I always call it the sort of the blessing and the curse of the peace that we live in here in Australia. The blessing is we don't know that. We don't have to live it. Our children don't have to live it. The curse of it makes us lazy. It makes us intellectually lazy, and it builds a soft underbelly where we don't like to confront difficult things. We don't like to confront difficult conversations. We don't like to confront difficult realities that people were dragged from their homes and that they were all of those atrocities committed that we understand, and that requires a firm response, not a response the likes of which we've seen from our government, which was, oh dear.
Or any of the international agencies.
Exactly, particularly UNRWA, which is a whole other conversation altogether.
Well, Gemma, your columns each week in The Australian are unbelievable. They're absolutely brilliant. They've been so strong, and thank you for going to Israel, for bearing witness and for your strong commentary.
Thanks, Sherry. Thanks for having me.